Hollywood. The Jack Benny Program. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Now, tonight, I'm going to do something, at least for part of the program, something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is to answer some of my fan mail. Now, naturally, I can't answer all of it here, you see, so I just brought out a few letters that I thought you might be particularly interested in, you know. Now, this first one, in fact, this is a card, the first one, says, Dear Mr. Benny, we've listened to and watched your shows for a long time. Do you really drive around in a 1923 Maxwell? Now, you know, it's an amazing thing how many people have asked me that same question, you see, and I'm going to tell the truth. See, this Maxwell, this was a gag that my writers rigged up, you know, years ago, just to make me look cheap, you see? And it got so many laughs that we kept it in. Actually, I drive a 1932 Essex. And I hope this won't ruin my stingy character, but when I bought the car, I even went for the toolbox on the running board. Now, let's see here. Oh, here's another letter. Dear Mr. Benny, for years you've done jokes about the boys in your orchestra. Tell me, does Frankie Remley, your guitar player, really drink as much as you say? Well, in his defense, I must say that he only drinks on certain occasions. You see, celebrating certain occasions. Like, for instance, today, he celebrated the planting of trout in Sespe Creek. Yesterday, he celebrated the 5th anniversary of the escape of Winnie Ruth Judd. And tomorrow, he has a dilly. Tomorrow, he told me he's going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and every hour, on the hour, he's going to drink a toast to the man who invented the Chinese fortune cookie. I hope I've explained that. You know? Here's another letter here. Dear Mr. Benny, I've never written a letter like this before. In fact, it took me 5 years to get up the nerve to write this. What I want to know is, when are you going to pay your dental bill? Oh, here's one. Here's one I want to read. Dear Mr. Benny, I've been a fan of yours ever since. I've been a fan of yours ever since. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Open the curtains, will you, please? Wait a minute, fellas. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. I mean, what are you doing?
What are we doing? Can't you see our tones? We're brain surgeons.
What?
Shall we proceed with the operation, Dr. Casey?
I'm right behind you, Dr. Kildare.
Wait a minute. Look, I asked a simple question. I want a simple answer. What's going on here?
Well, this is a Red Skelton set. The director said he don't need it no more, so we're tearing it down.
Well, I don't care if he don't need it no more or not. You don't have to tear it down in the middle of my show.
You ain't just rehearsing now?
No, for heaven's sake, we're on the air.
You mean those cameras are on
Yes,
now?
there are millions of viewers watching.
Harvey, let's get the one we did at the Carpenters Convention. Wait till the sun shines, Nellie, and the clouds won't drift
Look, I'll do the entertaining here. You just get the set down and do it quietly, will you please?
Okay, we'll put on our rubber gloves and do a tippy-toe.
Oh, yes. You know, I can't understand it. Other people's put on shows, other people, they have no problem. I have to run into frick and frack. Says, dear Mr. Benny, I've been a fan of yours ever since 1944 when you went through the South Pacific with a USO show and entertained us on New Guinea. The singing star you had with us was Martha Tilton. She was just great, and I'd give anything to see you and Martha together again because it would bring back memories of when I was in the Army. P.S. Don't read my name on the air. My wife thinks I'm missing in action. You know, I should never have let my writers look at this letter. Really, they always think they have to add jokes. But this letter was really written by an ex-corporal. His name was Jerry Anderson. And I thought his suggestion was so good that after all of these years, I asked Martha Tilton to appear with me on the show. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Martha Tilton.
This lovely day will lengthen into evening. We'll say goodbye to all we've ever had. Alone, where we have walked together, I'll remember April and be glad. I'll be content. You loved me once in April. Your lips were warm, and love and spring were new. But I'm not afraid of autumn and her sorrow, for I'll remember April and you. The fire will dwindle into glowing ashes, for flames and love live such a little while. I won't forget, but I won't be lonely. I'll remember April, and I'll smile. The fire will dwindle into glowing ashes, for flames and love live such a little while. I won't forget, but I won't be lonely. I'll remember April, and I'll
Wasn't she wonderful? I think I'll bring her out now. I'll meet her. What? Open those doors again. Open them.
What's the matter? What's doing our wife?
Listen. What? Aren't you finished with this set yet?
Well, we're almost finished.
Well, you do it. Listen, if you're not more quiet, I'm going to have your job.
After the way your show's going, I think you'll get it.
Hey, baby, the cameras are still on.
Oh, no.
Wait till the sun shines, baby.
And now, where was I? Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to bring out Martha Tilton again. Martha? You know, Martha, I must tell you, you look just as lovely now as you did when you and I and Larry Adler did the USO shows in Africa, Germany, and the South Pacific.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
But, you know, those GIs were wonderful audiences, weren't they?
Oh, they certainly were. Remember that one big laugh you got on Okinawa? You know, you'll never top that one, Jack.
What big laugh? I mean, it was 20 years ago. All right, I remember what big laugh I got 20 years ago. What did I say?
You told them you were 39.
Oh, yeah, that got a scream, didn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't even on the stage. It was in the general's office.
Yeah, that's right. But, you know, you've been doing beautifully since then, though, haven't you? You had a nice career, and you've been still working and singing and everything, huh?
Yes, Jack, you know, the public has really been awfully good to me. I've enjoyed every moment of it, although when anybody asks, I always tell them that the high point of my career was when I worked with Benny.
Oh, you didn't have to say that, honey, really.
Jack, no, I really feel that way.
You do?
Yes, I think when I sang with Benny Goodman, I was working with the king.
Oh, that Benny. Oh, you did sing with Benny Goodman, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And, you know, when I came in, Jack, I noticed that one of the fellas in your orchestra used to be with us when we were doing one-night stands.
You mean one of the boys in my orchestra was good enough to play with Benny Goodman?
Oh, no, he drove the bus.
He drove the bus?
He left the plane to us.
Well, that...
You know, I was just thinking about that letter you got from that ex-corporal. You know, I still get letters from some of the boys that saw our shows out there.
Really?
Uh-huh. And, you know, I'll never forget the show that ex-corporal was talking about, the one we did on New Guinea. There must have been 10,000 soldiers in the audience.
Fellas, that's exactly what I told the colonel. Really great being here in the South Pacific with you fellas. And, you know, back home in the States, they kid a lot about the GI food that you get here. You know, the food that you GIs have to eat. But now that I'm here, I'll be able to explain it to them. I mean, your food is exactly the same as the generals. The only difference is his is cooked. And you know, I must tell you, you've been listening to my show. You know, Dennis Day, my singer, he joined the Navy, you see, about a year ago. You know, and he's been in the Navy for a year, and they were going to let him go, let him off, to return to my show. But Dennis turned it down. He said he couldn't take that cut in salary. I know, wait a minute. I know what you're laughing at. I know what you're laughing at. You listen to my radio shows that comes over here, you know, and you believe all that stuff about me being cheap and stingy. And really, that's just a character that I portray, you see, on radio to get laughs. That's all, because I'm not stingy. You know, I throw my money away, you know. Not far. You know, I can reach up there and grab it, you know. But really, fellas, do you know, seriously, I'd rather be here with you than be a civilian. No, do you know that I tried to enlist, and they wouldn't take me? I'm still on a military disability pension. No, really. No, really, I am. My toes are frostbitten from Valley Ford. Well, anyway, fellas, I must say...
Yes, Mr. Benny?
Yes, Corporal.
On behalf of the men stationed here on New Guinea, and in appreciation for your doing a show here, I would like to present you with this token to let you know how we all feel about you.
Oh, fellas, really, that's wonderful, but you didn't have to do that. You know, here, hold the box like this. Here. is a hand grenade, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, what do I do with it?
Pull the pin, count to 10, and change hands.
You know what kills me? This is amazing. What you fellas will go through to get a laugh, just to get a fake hand grenade here, just for a laugh. Let's see, my gosh, they got the pin and everything. Look at it. That's wonderful. That's funny. There it is. Well, anyway, fellas. That wasn't a fake, was it? And now, fellas, I've got a real treat in store for you. You know, I'm going to bring over the young lady who used to sing with Benny Goodman's band. And here she is, Lilton Martha Tilton.
Well, Jack, I'd like to do You're Too Marvelous for Words.
I am? Well, you...
You're just too marvelous for words. Like glorious, glamorous, that old standby amorous. It's all too wonderful. I'll never find the words that say enough, tell enough. I mean, they just aren't swell enough. You're much too much, and just too very, very to ever be in Webster's dictionary. And so I'm borrowing a love song from the bird to tell you that you're marvelous, too marvelous for words, too marvelous for words.
And now, fellas, I have another big treat for you. May I have my violin, please? Sir, I'm going to play the, Hey, Corporal. Come here.
Benny?
Who was that fellow that just got up and walked out?
Oh, General MacArthur, sir. And he didn't say, I shall return.
Well, I'll talk to Harry about him. Well, fellas, and now, what would you like to hear? I said, what would you like to hear? Something wrong with the mic or something? Well, I'll use my own judgment. I'll play my theme song.
Well, I guess it's safe. We can go back now. Well, I'll be darned.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Stop, fool.
Huh?
We make a deal. You stop playing, we surrender.
That's wonderful. Where's the rest of your outfit?
They commit Harry-Carry. We cowards.
Well, come on, I'll take you right over to General MacArthur.
Coming next here at Comedy Central, we've got That Girl, starring Marlo Thomas as Anne-Marie, a young actress trying to make it in the big city without sleeping her way to the top. March.